Good evening, everyone. Please remain standing and join us in singing our national anthem. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Lutinsky, Superintendent of Schools, administrators, staff, parents, friends, and most importantly, our honored guests of the evening, the class of 2024. On behalf of the Rye-Neck School District, I welcome you to the 129th commencement ceremony of Rye-Neck High School. Today we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work and the beginning of a new chapter for these remarkable students. Each graduate has shown resilience, determination, and a commitment to excellence, marked by countless achievements. We recognize and applaud their accomplishments as they move forward to pursue their dreams, face new challenges, and make a positive impact on the world. With that being said, it is my pleasure to introduce our salutatorian, Theodore Cuspiantoro.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2024 Rye-Neck High School graduation ceremony. I'd like to especially welcome our superintendent, Dr. Lutinsky, our high school principal, Ms. Fulchetti, the Board of Education, teachers, staff, parents, family members, friends, and of course, the Rye-Neck class of 2024. Back in elementary school, how many of us were thinking about the day we would graduate? I think that if we're being honest, in our elementary school and even middle school days, we weren't thinking about this day. Our minds were on the present, on choice time with Chromebooks, on knockout and wall ball during recess, on the fun we were having. Even though we knew somewhere in our minds that we would one day graduate and move on to the next stage in our lives, it was hard to believe in our hearts. There was a part of us that thought childhood would last forever. As we approached the end of 8th grade, though, we realized high school was on the horizon. But before we could even process this fact, the pandemic struck. And just like that, classes became Google Meets and homework became Kami documents. The long-awaited Philadelphia trip became a virtual tour, and our 8th grade moving up ceremony became a YouTube live stream. I think I speak for everyone when I say that I'm glad that our high school graduation is nothing like our middle school one. And now, as our high school journey comes to an end here, together on this field, I can't help but look back at how it started. We started freshman year in a crazy cohort system that left some classes with only a few people. And even when we were able to start coming to school every day again, we had to use clunky desk shields to make up for the lack of social distancing in classrooms. But Despite this rocky start, we learned to adapt, overcome, and better appreciate each other's company. In a way, our class was lucky to have 3 more years of high school to live out the lessons we learned during the pandemic. Because in the end, the process of learning in the classroom became something we were able to enjoy, or at least enjoy more after missing it for so long. All of this actually reminds me of my experiences visiting national parks. My family has always loved national parks, but as a kid, I wasn't interested in nature. Instead, the only thing I looked forward to when visiting these parks was getting each park's unique stamp to collect in my stamp book, a trophy for my visit, if you will. But as I visited more and more parks, I began to genuinely enjoy the experience of being in nature, of hiking and camping and doing other outdoorsy things, more than just wanting the stamp from the visitor center. I have collected 75 stamps, but all 75 became less meaningful compared to the time I spent taking in beautiful views and observing wildlife. As I think of this story, I think of all of our lives. How many of us live fixated on the next achievement? How many of us live fixated on the next grade, the next trophy, the next title, the next stamp, an end result? I know I have before, and I don't think I'm alone. But I want to remind us to not just aim for that A+, but to find pleasure in pursuing our interests through classes. To not just reach for that championship, but to savor each minute on the field playing the sport that you love. I want to challenge all of us to remember to slow down and enjoy the journey of our lives, the journey of our learning, our growing, and our becoming. It amazes me that we have already arrived at this moment. And right now, I want to invite you all to pause. Take a moment to look around at your fellow classmates. You are looking at 106 extraordinary people, and I think we can all agree that it's been an honor to walk the last 4 years with such a diversely talented and kind class. As we enter the next phase of our lives, I imagine there will continue to be times, just like in high school, when we are overwhelmed with all that needs to be done and strive to cross everything off of our to-do list. But we will never truly be able to cross everything off this list. There will always be more accomplishments to achieve and other stamps to collect. None of us can avoid the busyness that we will inevitably face, but we can make a promise to persevere, ask others for help when we need it, and most importantly, remember to find moments of joy in the midst of all that is going on. Our younger elementary school selves weren't wrong to be so focused on the childish bliss of the present. Not at all. Rather, we can and should take an example from them to live in the moment and enjoy our journeys, because we all still have a long way to go. Thank you and congratulations to the Ryeneck class of 2024.
Thank you, Theo. Good afternoon, everyone. I was going to speak about being yourself today, but then my niece just graduated high school, and while at her graduation party, I asked her friends, was the superintendent's speech good? And they all agreed yes, because it was short. So I decided to be a less long-winded version of myself, then adjusted to speak about being your own person while in a social environment, since I was just influenced by a group of 18-year-olds. Writer Kurt Vonnegut said that true terror is to wake up one morning and discover that your high school class is running the country. When we're older, we think about some of the wacky high school behavior and we say things to ourselves like, I can't believe we did that. That's because all the metaphors about metamorphosing from a caterpillar into a butterfly are frequently true. You will inevitably change when you get to college, or go to work, or simply age. You'll meet new people and discover different ways of doing things. You'll find that greater independence often fuels greater self-motivation, and you may become a better student or a more responsible worker. Those are all exciting possibilities, but they often bring changes to your relationships with family and friends. And the demands of responsibility can make you choose between things you'd like to do and things you must do. That's growing up, and that's where you start to discover which of your possible selves you're going to be. Change may be frightening, but if you can find that comfortable spot between sensible adaptation to life and being true to yourself, you'll do very well. Sci-fi writer Ursula K. Le Guin said, "There's a point, around the age of 20, when you have to choose whether to be like everyone else for the rest of your life or to make a virtue of your peculiarities." I'm not sure I agree with her timing. I wouldn't worry about your 20th birthday because obviously some of you are super mature right now and some of you will hang on to your youth for a while longer. I also don't think there's such a clear fork where you consciously choose a path. Sometimes there are obvious pivot points, like moving in with a new roommate or accepting a job far from home. But I think more often little ripples in your timeline move you without much fanfare. Life after high school is a mixture of being yourself and being a citizen of the world. You're in the middle of a Venn diagram, so get comfortable with be yourself on one side and the influences of your environment on the other. Whether now, at 20, or afterwards, you're going to have people telling you what you should do. You're going to look around and second guess yourself because you see other people doing things in a certain way. Think carefully about your choices and how you can get the most out of the world around you. But as Le Guin said, you can still be yourself and make a virtue of your peculiarities. Or when all else fails, take Ricky Gervais's advice and be the person your dog thinks you are. With all due respect to Kurt Vonnegut's fears about his own class, I can't wait until you guys are running the country. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Isabel Palacio, Senior Class President. I'm here to introduce the keynote speaker. A 2014 graduate of Rye-Neck, Jacob was a fixture on the fields and hallways of Rye-Neck High School. A two-year captain of the football team, Jacob played on the Story team that went all the way to the state finals his senior year. In the fall of 2013, the Black Hats' 11-1 record led them to section and regional championships, as well as state champion runner-up. A celebrated athlete, Jacob was named All-Section 2 times and was also part of the All-State third team his junior year and All-State first team his senior year. Jacob's other accolades include the Golden Dozen Award and the Con Ed Award. He also played varsity baseball and basketball. Jacob attended Springfield College, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science in Applied Exercise Science with a concentration in sports performance and a minor in athletic coaching. In college, he interned for the athletic programs at the Citadel and Iona, and also worked in programs with middle and high school students. Jacob's story is a story of perseverance, strength, and the power of community. He is a living testament to the power of all three and an integral part of the community and the collective memory of Rye-Neck High School. He can be found on any given day working out in the fitness center or attending sporting events. Today, we are fortunate to have him here to speak to us. Please welcome Jacob Calvini.
Good evening. Thank you all very much for having me. I want to give a special thank you to Dr. Lutinsky, Mrs. Ryan, Ms. Fulchetti, Mr. Dorr, President Manzel, and the Board of Ed. And most importantly, thank you to the class of 2024. Very honored to be speaking with you today. I would like to start by sharing a speech from one of my favorite movies, Friday Night Lights. This is the speech the coach gives to the Permian football team at halftime of the state championship game. And in my family, if you can't quote every line from a movie word for word, you haven't seen the movie. Here we go. Well, it's real simple. You got 2 more quarters and that's it. And most of you have been playing this game for 10 years. You got 2 more quarters, and after that, most of you will never play this game again as long as you live. And you all have known me for a while. For a long time now, you've been hearing me talk about being perfect. Well, I need you to understand something. To me, being perfect is not about that scoreboard out there. It's not about winning. It's about you and your relationship to yourself, your family, and your friends. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. And that truth is that you did everything that you could. There wasn't one more thing that you could have done. Can you live in that moment as best you can with clear eyes and love in your heart, with joy in your heart? If you can do that, then you're perfect. I want you to take a moment. I want you to look each other in the eyes. Put each other in your hearts forever. Because forever is about to happen here in just a few minutes. My heart is full. My heart's full. That was the speech. The reason I didn't look down once that whole time, in case you were wondering. The reason I wanted to share that with you is because I've watched that speech probably once a month for the past 10 years of my life. And I love it so much that it's become a pillar for how I live my life. We all have pillars that we live by. At 17 years old, are you consciously aware of what those pillars are? Maybe. Maybe not. But you have been exposed to them. You cannot make a decision in life without having pillars. And the best part about it is there's no right or wrong. It simply comes down to what is important to you. And as you get older, you start to think about your pillars more and more. What's important to you? What is the most important thing to you? My relationship with my friends and family is by far the most important thing in my life. And that is something I'm consciously aware of. I need to have a support system. I learned the importance of a support system when I was your age. If I didn't have the support of my friends, family, and this school, and the Rye Neck community when I was 17 years old, I might not be standing here today. My support system and this community literally saved my life. My teammates, who were there for me for the elusive victories and the devastating defeats. My coaches, who taught me how to fight for that inch on the field and in life. My teachers, who did everything they could to make sure I didn't fall behind. And a community who was perfect. No matter what happened on the field, in the classroom, or in the gym, if I had my relationship with my friends and family, I was perfect. Also, as you get older, the big games start to look a little different. But as those sectional games turn into slow-pitch softball playoffs, and the big tests turn into a big presentation at work, my relationship with my friends and family and the community is still the pillar that drives it all. And no matter what the record books say, this town and these people here today are and will always be perfect. So figure out what's important to you and put a stake into the ground. Make it a pillar. Class of 2024, my heart's full. Now go be perfect.
Hi, my name is Blonid, and I'm the Class of 2024's Events Coordinator. Jacob, please accept this commemorative plaque as a token of our appreciation for your words of inspiration for us tonight.
Good evening, Dr. Lutinsky, Principal Foschetti, Board of Education President and Trustees, Rhinebeck Administration, staff, honored family members, guests, and especially the Rhinebeck High School class of 2024. This year marks the 32nd year that the Rhinebeck Teachers Association presents the Rhinebeck Memorial Scholarship Award to a deserving member of the senior class. This award honors the memory of our beloved Rhinebeck staff who have passed, among them Maureen Sullivan, for whom this award was originally created, and most recently, our beloved Henry Hank Scott. Before I announce the 2024 recipient of this award, I would like to take a few moments to remember Mr. Scott. Henry Hank Scott was a member of the Rhinebeck family from 1988 to 2014. He was our Dean of Students as well as the boys and girls varsity tennis coach. Prior to his employment at Rhinebeck, he worked for the New Rochelle School District, his hometown district. Hank loved music, particularly jazz, and at every senior prom, Hank could be found on the dance floor, invited by and dancing with the students. There was rarely an event held within our district that Hank did not attend. Students gravitated to him, seeking his guidance and advice, never wanting to feel his disapproval. To say that Hank was truly loved and respected by staff and students alike is an understatement. He became a role model for all of us, especially demonstrating and teaching us qualities such as kindness, compassion, generosity of spirit, and thoughtfulness in our treatment of others. His presence within the halls of Rhinebeck continues to be felt by those who were privileged to have known him. The qualities that we valued in Mr. Scott are among the qualities that the Rhinebeck teachers look for when selecting a student member of the senior class for the Memorial Award. This year's recipient exemplifies these qualities and more. When questioning staff members, the words determination, motivation, responsibility, leadership, and exceptional dedication to academic excellence describes this special student. Achieving high honor roll consistently, he demonstrated a willingness to take on challenges head-on and to strive to excel. His commitment to community service, most especially the Greenwich Junior United Way, further reflects his desire to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Utilizing his love of baseball, playing on both Rhinebeck and with travel teams, this student has exhibited both dedication to the sport, loyalty to his teammates, and is considered to be a leader among his peers. His hard work continues as he often helps in his family business and is known to have a wonderful sense of humor. Our recipient embodies the values of hard work, determination, and service. On behalf of the Rhinebeck staff, it is my great pleasure to announce our 2024 winner of the Rhinebeck Memorial Scholarship Award. Please join me in congratulating Mr. George Katsaros.
Good afternoon, proud friends and family, faculty, board members, and my fellow graduates. It's a little bit windy today, so if my cap flies off at any moment, just shout or something. Standing before you as the valedictorian of the class of 2024, I am filled with great honor, pride, and gratitude. For each and every one of us, today marks the culmination of 4 years of hard work and dedication, and it is a testament to the unconditional support from our community. In the words of Jason Tatum, we did it. For a while, I wasn't really sure what I was going to say in this speech. Maybe throw in a few cliches, talk about how we're all going to change the world, and while I wholeheartedly believe that that may very well be true, I thought I'd take a different approach and use this opportunity to talk about the value of the present moment and to urge us all to say the words, "I can't wait," a little less. Growing up, there were so many things we couldn't wait for. We couldn't wait for the field trips. We couldn't wait for the weekend or for summer. We couldn't wait to be in high school. But why couldn't we wait? What was so important that we were willing to throw away every moment until then? More recently, I've heard that little phrase frequently uttered when talking about going to college. A new chapter I'm sure a lot of us are very excited for. Yet in the midst of this anticipation, I am reminded of a simple truth encapsulated by Robert Frost. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. These words resonate deeply because they remind us that life is happening right now. While it's natural to look forward to the future, it is crucial to find a balance and to cherish the present despite the anticipation of what's to come. Because fixating too much on the future can be an incredibly destructive habit. That "I can't wait" mindset frequently comes into play because there constantly seems to be some sort of problem or situation that we inevitably dread. And so we anticipate the arrival of a time in the future when we will have gotten past the difficulties we currently face. But by doing that, we wish away the moments that comprise our lives. The truth is, we will never really have 0 problems. There will always be something we will have to get through, periods of time that may make us question whether there is something fundamentally wrong with us. But it will pass, and we will be okay. I know I'm guilty of saying "I can't wait" myself, but what I've learned during my time here is that it's important to live in the moment, to enjoy every minute, every hour, and every day that we spend with our friends and family, and not to underestimate the value of the present just because it may not yet compare to what we hope for in the future. Because I've also learned that time moves really fast, and that it really is true when people say, "Blink and you'll miss it." Take this year, or even high school, for example. 4 years seems like a long time, and yet, standing here today, looking back at it now, it already just exists as a memory. There's something really special about the 720 days we spend together here. Something special about watching all of the sports games during which we mourned every loss and celebrated every win. Something special about not doing as well as you'd hoped on a test, only to realize the rest of the class had also struggled. Something special about the lunch periods, hallway conversations, and classroom jokes. Even though we may not all stay close friends or remember everyone's names decades from now, we'll always have this: the 720 days spent here with the same people, making mistakes and memories that remind us we're human. We won't remember that one test we didn't do well on. Well, maybe I will.
that one that one play we messed up in a game, or the amount of times we were late to class, but the laughs we shared with our classmates and the friends we made to help us get through it all. We will remember what kept our feet on the ground and not the temporary stress we'd all frequently felt before realizing that everything would be okay. I know that I have been harping on the hurdles that we will inevitably come across, but I also want to emphasize that there is so much more to life than the obstacles we will face. So many new people we will meet that will comfort and support us, so many new places to visit and fall in love with, and so many new meaningful memories to be made. In fact, an entire lifetime worth of them. I sometimes question my place in the world or what I'm meant to do with my life, but during those quiet moments of reflection, the laughter shared among friends, and the bonds forged through shared experiences, I finally see. Amidst all of life's complexities and uncertainties, it unfolds in the here and now. There is nowhere to be but the present. While the present is something we sometimes wish to escape from and get past, it is also something we often try to cling to for fear of its brevity. Besides eagerly anticipating the future, many of us also worry about it, because change can be scary. We worry about the course of our lives and how they or even the world will end. And from that perspective, life seems short. We're here for just a small amount of time in comparison to all that has come before us and all that stretches out ahead of us. And so we grip tightly to the present's fleeting moments for fear of losing them. When I am genuinely having fun with the people I love, for example, I find myself wanting these moments to last forever and get sad knowing they won't. But then I realize that they don't have to, because despite their lack of I'll get it later. Despite their lack of permanence, I know that the future will be filled with such moments. That familiar sense of joy, solace, and belonging that we find in the present is recurring. I know that I will once again fall asleep to the sound and smell of rain, eat fresh fruit on a hot summer day, and laugh until my stomach hurts. Once again, I will be in awe of a sunset, find money in the street, eat my favorite food, and discover a great band I didn't know before. The transition that we are now undergoing is simply the transformation from childhood to adulthood, not an abandonment of it. The small window that we are here for is an entire lifetime. So let's try not to worry too much about where exactly we will end up, because there are people to love, places to explore, and errands to run in the meantime. So instead of looking to the future or clinging so desperately to the present for fear of it slipping away, just enjoy it. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. So live it now. Live it with all your strength and passion. Focus on what you can control and take things one day at a time. Be bold, go out, make mistakes, make friends. Make the most of today and worry less about tomorrow. And don't look forward to a day you may never even have. So yes, while part of me can't wait for college and for what the future holds, the other part of me definitely can. I'd like to close by saying that I am incredibly grateful for the friends that I made when I first got here in 5th grade, those who have stuck by me and those I made along the way, who are now the people I trust and rely on most. Ryeneck has allowed me to meet and get so close to my favorite people, many of whom I could no longer live without. That's not to say I didn't struggle sometimes. I certainly did, and I'm sure we all did. But looking back, I really only remember the good times I had here. How hard I laughed in these classrooms, how hard I tried in gym, the meaningful conversations and relationships I developed with teachers, and the memories with my classmates that I will forever cherish. I wouldn't be standing up here right now if it weren't for the constant support from my closest friends and their very persuasive efforts convincing me to go out, even though I said I had work to do. No matter the stress of a test day, tennis match, or track meet, I always had my friends and my family to build me up, look out for me, and make every day just that much easier to get through, something I will never take for granted. Our time here at Rhinebeck has not only shaped us into better students, but better people. We will carry forward the lessons learned, the friendships cherished, and will forever be tied to the memories made here. I genuinely wish all of us the best in our future endeavors, and I couldn't imagine standing up here today addressing any other class but this one. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
Hi again. So, before I present the class gift, I just wanted to thank some really special people that the school has that make this happen every year. I want to thank Miss Milo, Mr. Lawton, and Miss Fulchetti for being the amazing people they are. Give them a round of applause. They work really closely with the officers, and we would not be able to give this gift without them. This year, as we considered a gift for our school, we reflected on the experiences that have shaped our class. Back in 5th grade, we were introduced to the Friendship Bench, where we learned the value of reaching out for companionship and conversation. As the pandemic unfolded, we found ourselves drawn outdoors, where we gathered daily for lunch, engaging in meaningful conversations and gaining an appreciation for nature. Inspired by these memories, we envisioned creating a new space in the green area surrounded by the Science Center, featuring 3 benches and shaded plantings. This space will allow future students to connect with friends, embrace the outdoors, and cherish the environment we take for granted. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I know we're all looking up here. Thank you very much, class officers. Lovely and fitting remembrances of your class. And Rhinebeck students for years to come will thank you for the comfort and shade you provided. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your hard work and dedication in making all the events of this year, including this one, an unqualified success. We are all here tonight for one reason and one reason alone: to celebrate this talented, spirited group of individuals as they take their next step into the universe. We are here for you because you've had your fill of bells and study halls and the senior lounge, and you're on to the next big thing. I want to say a special thank you to you all because you helped me along in my new position this year, and you reminded me that no matter where we are in life, there is always more to learn. I want to say excuse me. I can't thank you enough for your patience and support and your good-humored encouragement, even when you were doing things you weren't supposed to do, like eating in the lounge, for instance. It was a new year for all of us in many ways, and I hope, in spite of the hard work, you had as much fun as I did. I hope you take to heart the simple thoughts that have been integral to tonight's ceremony: living in the moment, valuing relationships, supporting community. I hope you take the essence of this evening and the substance of these years with you, and that they supply the key to navigating the journeys you embark on. I hope in the years to come, you enjoy many successes and learn from inevitable mistakes. And remember that when you make mistakes, take heart, because in the words of author Neil Gaiman, if you are making mistakes, then you are trying new things. You are learning, living, pushing yourself, changing your world. You're doing things you've never done before. You're doing something. And that's everything. Thank you. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. I would like to invite President of the Board of Education, Ms. Rebecca Mansell, up here with me to help me with the honors. And Ms. Otto? Okay. Remember how this goes, guys? You ready? Lucy Gabrielle Pommier. Theodore Arslan Cuspiantoro. Isabel Palacios Ferrer. Riley Chapman Taylor. Tyler Daniel Sergio. Riley Juliana Donat. Blanid Grenion. Hamza Abdallah. I invite Board of Education trustee Glory Gali to present the diploma to Alexis Anello. Luis A. Apicella. Valeria Barajas. Gabriel Roman Betancourt. Dylan T. Blaschuk. Matthew Brusa. Elijah J. Boucher Schwartz. Isabella Angelina Colicchio. Christina Campbell. Nicolette Caparelli. Paul Vincent Caparelli. Cristobal Paolo Carrasco. Mateo Salvador Philip Casciano. Laura Rose Chalemi. Brian Haoshen Chin. Michael H. Conaway. Michael Joseph DeCunha. Kenneth H. Della Rosa. Jonathan James Dorinda. Alexi Antoine Felix Favre. Julian Luca Frabasile. Jose M. Galdamez Luna. I invite Daniel Warren, T.A., Gertrude Gallen to present the diplomas to Emily C. Gallen and Thomas M. Gallen. Miriam Garcia. Elias A. Garcia Agurto. Callie R. Gelman. David Golden McCarthy. Eli Gregory Goldman. Samantha Golub. Stephanie Gonzalez. Jad Habib. Ariana S. Hammer. Alexander Vaughn Harris. Hugo Hennepin. Tanya Hernandez. Jaden Sky Hutt. Logan B. Jacobs. Evan Ryan Janowitz. Caroline Elizabeth Johansson. Andrew Oscar Kahn. George Peter Katsaros. Amelia Bell Kligman. Kai Kono. Monica Kosakowski. Hillary Simone Kramer. Nicholas LaFollette. Henry Lee Lagani. Jeremy David Lambert. Riley Lemon. Charlotte Alter Lipman. Jessica Rose Martirano. Nicole Elizabeth Martirano. Lily Rose Moss. Olivia Corinne McCusker. Estefany Medina Magana. Hunter Bryce Merkel. Leah Elizabeth Michelli. Sophia Muller. Maho Murafushi. Nicholas Peter Murphy. Mana Newman. Anthony Robert O'Connell. Melvin D. Ortiz. Ashley Isamar Peraza Linares. Aiden Perone. Claire Elise Picone. Wilson Robinales. Noelle Ann Radulovic. Maria Clara Reese. Megan Ann Ronan. Sophia Emilova Rusiva. Derek Kenichi Ryan. Kyle Tabichi Ryan. Anthony Emmanuel Santiago. Ethan Scher. Dylan Mason Schneider. Jaden Avery Schneider. Tyler Phoenix Schneider. Nathan Isaac Spielberg. John Roger Spicer. Ava Elizabeth Sutter. Maximilian Swatsky. Micah P. Taffet. Madison Elaine Taylor. Juan Jose Torres Mardones. Jan Torres Segovia. Aiden Tracy. Eric Valdez. Shuya Watanabe. Rowan Weiss. Dylan E. White. Skylar Lee Williams. Julia Wisnik Corte. Matteo Zangiacomi. Victor Zangiacomi. Daniel Bolivar Zinger. Joseph A. Zeffie Zinger. And we have 2 grads not present, Julia O. Laurens and Sophia Marquez Statsny. Just a few more photo ops, and we'll say we've made this by the skin of our teeth, won't we? Won't we? All right, let's get everybody back in here. All right. Now smile pretty one last time. All right. Big hand for these guys. Do you feel it? Do you feel graduated? Okay. While I read this following little tiny statement, I have to put my cape back. While I read this final tiny little statement, you're going to move your tassel from the right-hand side of your cap to the left, okay? Ready? It is with great pleasure that I present the members of Rhinex's class of 2024 who have completed a course of study prescribed by the Board of Education and approved by the state of New York and are entitled to be awarded these diplomas. Please join me in congratulating our Rhinex class of 2024.